Fly ball onto the track, at the wall, it's gone! Home run!
Turns on a ball, deep right field, and gone!
What a game, what a moment.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into this emergency episode of Flippin' Bats. As you all know, the bad news that we got from Shohei Ohtani over the last few days is that he has torn his UCL and will no longer be pitching for the rest of this season. Now, after that, I came out with my episode and my thoughts on the situation. And since then, I've had some new information come my way, information that I do really trust from close sources that I do very much so trust. Now, the fatigue that we've been hearing about from Shohei over the last month or so has really just been fatigue after that Detroit start, where, if you remember, he threw a complete game, his first complete game in Major League Baseball, and it was a one-hitter, a complete game one-hitter. That's where the fatigue started. He was dehydrated, he was cramping, and that's where the word fatigue started to be thrown around. But that is really all that it was. Now, comments were made Saturday by the Angels GM, Perry Manassian, that earlier this month, the Angels offered to get Shohei an MRI, an offer that was turned down by Shohei and his agent, Nez Bilello. Now, this was after the Seattle start. Nothing warranted or indicated that imaging was necessary because it really was a finger cramp after that start. There was no reason to get anything done. And after going into his last start, his most recent and last start, I'm hearing that he was 100% and good to go. So the fatigue that we have been hearing about really was fatigue. And the MRI, there was no reason to get imaging done because the finger cramp that he had was really just a finger cramp. Now, I have gotten to know Nez over the last, from searching for Shohei, I got to know Nez. And one thing I can promise you is that nobody cares more about Shohei Ohtani than Nez Bilello. He has his best interest at heart 100% of the time. He is on top of absolutely everything, and truly nobody cares more than Nez. So also important is that this UCL tear is completely different from the first one that happened in 2018. The feeling was different, though. In 2018, the year where he had to get Tommy John, it was a completely different feeling than this time around. And Dr. Elitroff did that surgery, and everything is completely fine and in place from that surgery done by Dr. Elitroff. So a completely different area of a UCL tear this time, which is important to know as well. But with this UCL tear, I am hearing optimism about his diagnosis, and time will tell what will happen next. But I am certainly hearing optimism about it this time around. But as far as I know, he's in good spirits. He's in New York, DHing and being Shohei Ohtani. He was on base 4 times recently. He's running the bases hard. He's stretching singles into doubles. He is the greatest athlete that I have ever seen, and the greatest baseball player of all time. And even throughout all of this, we've seen him at the plate, and he's continued to do what he's doing. He's having the best year offensively in baseball, and approaching 50 homers, and again, stretching those singles into doubles. He's playing hard. He's running hard. So he is certainly offensively still playing hard. This is just one of those things in baseball that happens, But going into that last start, I am hearing he was 100% and good to go. And this is just one of those things that happen. But there is optimism, my friends. Everything is going to eventually be all good, and everything is going to be just fine. But had some new information passed along my way. Wanted to pass that along to you all. And hopefully, we're getting Shohei now. The best visibility. He's had a first good game in New York, having another good game on Saturday, and everything will be just fine. So thank you all for listening. Wanted to pass along some new information. Again, make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen to your podcast to Flippin' Bats. And we're also on all social media. But some important information that I came into, wanted to get it out there and to pass along to you all. So thank you all for listening. And until next time, this has been an emergency episode of Flippin' Bats.